Welcome to episode 97 of Crosstown Cardboard. And Craig is the math teacher. We're only 3 episodes away from the century mark, never missing a week. And it's also not only the final countdown to episode 100, it's the final countdown to the national. And that's what this episode is all about. Craig at New York City Sports Cards, the math teacher, the soccer coach in New York City, and myself, Carmine at Carmine's Cards, the sports storyteller down here in Greenville, South Carolina, by way of Ossining, New York, fresh off Clemson Football Media Day. So I'm really in the sports mood right now. And it's the final countdown to the national, which by the time this comes out will be just a week away from happening. Is that right, Craig?
Let's see. This comes out on Wednesday. Yeah, we'll call it a week. I'm arriving next Thursday, but sure, we'll round it. We'll call it a week. I'm excited. You excited?
So am I. Yeah, I'm pumped up. We're both getting there Thursday, so a week and a day from the time of this coming out. And we're talking about the final countdown to the national, the moves that we're making in preparation for the Hobby Super Bowl. We have some new pickups, some sales, where our mindset is at a little bit of how we're trying to get our ducks in the row before the big show. Craig went to a sports card. Was it a trade night, a show? We'll get into it.
The Showcase Spectacular. We'll call it a
Showcase
a weekend event.
You got some cards back for grading. We have a Lamine Yamal lesson, who's the 16th. The cards are talking to you. The 16-year-old Spanish soccer star, fresh off the EuroLeague title. And we're bringing back a first-team all-culture collision selection. Mr. No Subscriber has some type of role in this episode. I have no idea what it is yet. Also got a gift from a listener and viewer, which is very much appreciated. So we'll get into all that. That's just a little table of contents. But Craig, let's start off with your Bleecker Showcase Spectacular and what you're thinking and feeling as the final countdown is here to the national.
I'm thinking and feeling that any move I make now is in preparation for the national, which, listen, anyone who has anything negative to say regarding national, like, oh, they're taking away people's dealers badges, oh, it's in Cleveland, you're bugging, okay? I'm just here to look at some sports cards and geek out. So the fact that I don't get a chance to go to that many shows and I go to the same shops around me, for me personally, to get to go to the biggest show in the world, the biggest sports card show in the world, and just browse at different people's tables from all over. I am so excited. So whatever.
Overall, very positive, like you said. Overall, very positive. But neither one of us was planning on being a dealer, so it doesn't really affect us to begin with.
Doesn't impact us at all. But I always do feel like there are important moves and maneuvers that get made the week or the 2 weeks leading up to national. For me this year, my mindset is I want to free up cash. I want to go into national. Traveling light. I don't need to bring too many cards with me because at the end of the day, if I have cards in my inventory, I don't really care about them that much anyway. So if I could just sell them off now, get some cash, that's what I'm going to do.
Right.
So the Bleecker event, they do a Showcase Spectacular once a month. It's a weekend. Luckily, if you want to be a vendor, it's at no cost. They open up the shop. It's usually from like 12 to 6 around there. So I set up Saturday with the idea I want to sell some stuff and free up cash for the national. I also just like going to hang out. It's just the vibe. Bleecker's just the vibe.
It's a no-lose situation.
Precisely. So I would say nothing against them or the event. I think you run a risk when you have an event on a Saturday right in the middle of the summer, especially in New York City where people typically leave the city over the summer. Or at least on the weekends. They go out east, they go to the beach, the shore, yada, yada, yada. So you couldn't expect a huge crowd. It wasn't the biggest crowd ever. But like I said, I had a few really close friends there. I'm sitting in the backyard. I'm eating pizza. I'm hanging out outside. The weather ended up being pretty nice, so I have no complaints because I'm hanging out with friends. We're talking cards. Luckily, I did have a deal lined up with my buddy Adam Schraman where I sold him 4 cards for $780 cash. So I'm already going into the day up $780. So it felt like a no-lose situation either way.
Yeah, that's great.
But even with the slow traffic of the day, I had a few really fun interactions. My favorite was this 12-year-old girl named Charlotte was there with her dad. And we got to talking. She was real energetic, real fun girl, a hooper, serious basketball player.
Okay.
And recently I picked up the 2 McDonald's All-American autograph cards, Jared McCain and Reed Shepherd, and her
Right.
eyes immediately gravitated to the Jared McCain.
Okay.
So she loved that. It's one of her favorite players. I had a Walt Frazier autograph that her dad really liked. So I love that they bought the Jared McCain and the Walt Frazier, her being a basketball fan, her dad being a basketball fan. So that was a fun interaction there.
Wow, a multi-generational deal.
Right?
That's
And
cool.
that was one of the first cards I sold. And the Reed Shepherd Topps Chrome autograph was one of the first cards that I sold as well. So those McDonald's All-Americans cards, I'm not a prospecting guy, but I saw it live in action. I noticed that it works. People want the young guys who aren't really proven yet. It's part of the game.
And plus, they don't have pro cards yet, so you're prospecting only until you sell it. I mean, you're planning your window to sell it in your mind is short, so you're really not prospecting very much.
Yeah, I didn't make a ton on them, but the point again was to free up cash, which I did in that moment, and I had a fun interaction and a story to tell about it. So
Okay.
I hope to see Charlotte getting buckets one day on the big stage.
Yeah, that's great. You shepherded her collection.
She bought the McCain, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
Close.
So yeah, there really wasn't too much action. I sold another couple things, but on the way out, I went back to my buddy Adam Schraman, and he has the opposite approach as me. He needs inventory, he needs cards.
Okay.
So he had bought a few from me, but on the way out, I'm like, he's like, "You're leaving already?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. I got dinner with my wife." He's like, I'm like, "But I do like that Messi that you have in your showcase." So he had this Lionel Messi from 2023 Topps Chrome MLS, the true gold, in the Inter Miami kit. I love gold. It's numbered out of 50, obviously it being Topps. And surprisingly, it's in a PSA 9. It's a Pop 2, none higher.
Wow.
And super cool pose. Again, the significance, his first Inter Miami MLS card. And I traded Adam a bunch of stuff, all maybe like $65 and less, and a little bit of cash, and I was able to consolidate a ton. And that I almost got rid of all the fluff from that collection buyout. I'm down to like 6 cards from that. So I was able to pick this up.
Wow.
And this is a nice asset that even if I kept it, I would not mind. But now I have a nicer asset to bring with me to National to try to deal, as opposed to a bunch of little pieces that might be harder to break up.
Is that a fluff and stuff?
Okay. I'm so glad you asked. So,
okay.
In a fluff and stuff, right? You take a bunch, of fluff and you consolidate it into a lower quantity, but still a bunch of cards that you can then turn into another move to get a real cool card or two. So I would say this crosses the threshold of fluff and stuff into a true consolidation, because it's the type of card that I wouldn't actually mind holding on to. And it was all just for one card. One card doesn't qualify as stuff. That's more right. It's a thing.
Yeah, and fluff and thing doesn't really.
Yeah, that's not it. So any chance you get a chance to consolidate where he needs more cards, I gave him a bunch. I got a cool asset that I could use. We were both happy. At the end of the day, a trade works when both parties are happy.
I'm surprised, Craig, because it didn't even seem like. How many cards did you're showing the picture here on the YouTube of all the cards that you traded away?
Yep.
How many cards? How much was it?
All the cards plus 50 cash.
It looks like at least like 20 cards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, roughly. So it's fun stuff. Nothing there I'm really going to miss.
I was surprised, though, like I was saying, that you didn't even consider possibly PCing, putting into your personal collection that Messi. Because, like you said, it's pretty significant. His first MLS card, it's gold out of 50, PSA 9, Pop 2, none higher. It seems very collectible.
Now you got me thinking.
I'm not a soccer guy, but I mean, you love Messi.
Yeah.
And it's a pseudo rookie card. I would look at it. I mean,
that's a stretch.
It's not a rookie. I would never actually consider it a rookie card, but his first MLS card,
sure,
just like somebody's first year Prism, it almost restarts the calendar, restarts the clock on the rookie-ish situation.
And ironically enough, one of the cards Adam bought from me to start the show, the one that we had planned out, was a different Messi gold from Topps Finest. So just a whole lot of Messi gold going on around here, but you can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, but you're pretty confident that's going to be something you try to sell or trade and not collect?
I'll have it with me. I'll bring it to National. But
Okay.
yeah, the goal of the show, right, was to have fun, enjoy my time at Bleecker as I always do. I was there from 12 to 5. I was hanging outside, which I would do in the summertime anyway, hang with some friends. I freed up over $1,000 of cash that I could bring with me to National, and I picked up a new cool card. So I would say overall it was a W.
That's great. Now, before we get into the other stories, Craig, I'm interested because we've been going back and forth this whole time, and kind of similar to what I was talking about with the Messi MLS card, I feel like I've been somewhat convincing you to maybe bring more of your inventory to the National and only leave behind some true, real PC cards that you either opened from childhood or you've had forever, like the Jeter and the Curry and the Jim Brown that you've talked about on Crosstown Cardboard before. But where do you stand as far as what you're going to bring to the National now that we've hit the final countdown and you really got to make those decisions?
Let me tell you, I have a small Zion case and a 2-row shoebox. That's my true PC. And I have looked through those two,
Yeah.
at least a dozen times in the last few weeks, just like making sure over and over again, is this a card I want to keep? Is this a card I want to bring? And I have a lot that I keep at home that I don't want to bring with me. But the one that I'm now thinking about is the Weston McKennie Superfractor and a PSA 10 from National 2 years ago. Just because I love Weston McKennie, but I love him as a U.S. player. I don't necessarily need him as a Juventus player. It's also probably like a $1,500 card. That's a lot of equity to have tied up into a guy who is I like a lot, but I don't really see it going up over time.
Okay. So you don't see him as being as investable. What about a $1,500 Messi card that over time would probably be more likely to increase in value if you had a Messi card at that value than a McKennie? Plus, heading to the SoCo Expo, like we recently had Scott on for the interview, how many people are going to love that Weston McKennie? You don't know what could happen with the opportunity.
I already have a few people in mind. So that it would be cool to free up that cash. And like I said, I'm trying to go cash heavy to National this year as opposed to last year where I brought a lot of cards with me. Just so I could be a little more calculated and purposeful in anything that I buy.
Okay. That sounds like a great plan. I like it. Yeah. I guess this is a good time for me to bring up that I guess I'm still mostly cash heavy. I think it's interesting that both of us have the same mentality as far as bringing more cash than last year into our final countdown to the National, which is always everybody always wants to have more money. I mean, you're never going to complain about more money, but bringing more cash over cards is where we both stand right now. I actually lined up a deal where I spent $1,500 cash plus $1,500 trade for a card that I don't want to jinx the card or reveal too much about it, but it's a personal collection card for myself that I'm supposed to be meeting up with somebody at the National on Thursday to get. So we have this episode, one more episode, which we'll have talking about our National wish list, the cards, or other non-card items that we might be looking for that might be on our radar, a little bit more of our planning, precisely what we might be bringing or leaving behind, and really digging into it, because that episode, the next episode we put out, will be released just one day before we get to the National, and then we'll record those two episodes at the National, 99 and 100, and by that time I'll have the card in hand. So I don't want to, because this might be a card that will make my National. Like, this might be the best takeaway. I'd be happy if this is the only takeaway from the National. So I don't want to say it now.
House money. You're playing with house money.
I'm playing with house money. Isn't that great when you line up a deal ahead of time at a show, and as long as everything goes through, which this person's a reputable person in the hobby that a lot of people probably know, but as long as this goes through, my National is already, everything on top of this is already gravy. So
this is a 3K card. What are you trading away?
Oh, you want me to slowly reveal what I'm trading away?
Yeah, okay. You don't have to talk about what you're getting. Leave that as a surprise, but what are you trading away?
Okay. All right. You got me revealing a little bit at a time. All right. So I'm trading away 4 cards.
Oh, okay.
Plus 1,500 cash. One of them is this Drew Brees SP Authentic rookie auto.
Solid.
Sign of the times. Okay. It's a nice bet, a $200 card.
Yeah.
It actually has a little damage on the right corner, which I told the person about. So we kind of valued it at 150, even though I bought it at 170, not knowing that there was damage because the person who sold it to me did not disclose that information. Although you never really know because it's kind of hard to tell inside the one touch, inside a cover, but the person should have really, I think, done something to help me out after realizing how damaged the corner was. But anyway, it's always good to trade out of a card that isn't in great condition. So
I feel
as long as you're honest about
it. You did the right thing.
Yeah. As long as you're honest about it, it's much easier to trade away a damaged card or something or a card that has something wrong with it than it is to sell it and have somebody pay cash for a card that's not in great shape.
Valid.
So that was good. I also traded in that deal this Ricky Williams Panini 1 player worn 3-color star patch auto, on-card auto, numbered out of 15.
Ricky Williams, almost our boy last year at National.
Yeah. I wonder if that was one of the
we'll see if that invitation. We'll see if that invitation to hang with him presents itself this year again.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be in Cleveland because I don't know if any of our viewers and listeners also saw the flyers to smoke weed in the weed bus with Ricky Williams at Chicago National last year.
Oh, I remember it was his good buddy that asked us if he wanted to participate. Yeah. Or it was some business partner of him. We got National, am I right?
We weren't ready to live the high life like that, but we did get a great kick out of those flyers. All right, now, so we got the Drew Brees Sign of the Times rookie auto, the Ricky Williams Panini 1 player worn 3-color patch auto, and you're going to be surprised, Craig, at these other two that I'm trading away because
I think I know one of them.
What?
Magic Johnson J patch.
You're right, bro.
Wow.
How'd you know?
I don't know. I'm just like that.
Yeah. So
it's okay. You're not a Magic guy anymore. You're not.
I know. I'm sorry. He doesn't have the same magic with me as he once did because I really like Magic, like as a player, obviously, and a guy, and he's magnetic. His smile, his charisma, everything he brought to the league, his play, unbelievable. But really, his connection to Bird is the main reason why I really like Magic. So I'm thinking, let me go all in more on Magic cards if they're associated with Bird.
Okay.
Which I don't want to reveal too. I really don't. You're really getting some information out of me. Please don't say anything else predicting the card that I got. I really want it to be.
Okay. I'll respect the privacy.
Thank you. You're very convincing because I could see the wheels turning, and I know that you could probably have an inkling of what I might have gotten. So one of the other items I traded away was this Magic Johnson flawless patch. It looks like a J, but I think we decided it was part of the S in Johnson. Flawless patch, numbered out of 25, game used. Very nice card here.
Okay.
And the final one is this Larry Bird National Treasures 3-color patch auto Night Moves. Is a beautiful set from National Treasures that I'm sure some of our viewers and listeners know about. On-card auto, numbered out of 25.
That's a cool set.
I like the Night Move set.
That's what I'm trying to do in people's DMs right now. Make some night moves.
Ooh, don't tell your wife.
For cards, bro. Why'd you gotta take it there?
I'm sorry, bro.
Moves.
So we got, okay, so here's the 4. So we got the Larry Bird Night Moves on-card auto with the 3-color patch, the Magic Johnson 3-color J/S patch, flawless, Ricky Williams Panini 1 3-color patch on-card auto numbered out of 15, and the Drew Brees rookie Sign of the Times auto.
Plus 1,500 cash. Okay.
Yeah. So we valued these 4 at about 1,500.
I think I know the card, but I'm not going to say it, and I'm not going to try to probe you to no, it's not going to happen. I'm going to respect it.
Okay. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
I have one deal lined up with Joey D cards.
Our boy.
Yeah, it's like roughly a $300 card. I'll also save it. That way we have more cards to reveal as we do our national take home.
Yeah.
Nice to be able to line up deals. I don't want my whole national to be lined up deals. Obviously
Right.
we want to search, and the mystery is what makes it so fun. But it's nice
Yeah.
to have at least something lined up. So, like you said, you're at least coming home with something that you really like.
I'm coming home with a PC item already, so it's already a big win. Now I could have I just told him, I was like, you know what? With anything in the mail, I mean, this is a $3,000 card. I always get a little worried, but I still, send, not frequently, but like that Randy Moss that I got, the Tom Brady, the Randy Moss 1 of 1 Reebok logo, or the Tom Brady, game used letter that I have showing right here on the screen. Like, I've gotten those in the mail, but it always makes you feel like slightly uneasy when you have a few $1,000 card in the mail. It doesn't, I mean, I've never had a problem with it, but it always puts you a little bit on edge. So I said, you know what, the Nationals coming up, might as well, kick it off in style, present the cash. And plus you get a nice firm real life handshake rather than the emoji handshake, which, and create a connection even stronger like that. So
I love that you said that, because I know someone who does want my Weston McKinney Super who's not going to be there, and I can get a cash offer for it right now. But I'm like, I said to my buddy who proposed that idea to me, like, I get that, but it's really not all about the business transaction. A card that I kept in my PC for 2 years that I have a great story to tell deserves way more than just to be shipped, USPS priority mail to some guy. That deserves that deserves a conversation, a talk about it, like you said, a firm handshake, because it's the story, it's the transaction, it's not just the business and the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I feel pretty strongly about that.
Totally true. And especially when it's a piece, like if it's just any other transaction or just buying and selling and flipping, that's one thing. But if it's like you were talking about with the McKinney or with the card I'm getting, both of those are going to be PC cards. Like somebody who gets the 1 of 1 Superfractor Weston McKinney, you can pretty much bet that's going to be a PC card.
Oh, I know it is. He's got 2 other Superfractors.
There you go. So that means a lot more, as we all know who have collections. So I'm pretty excited about that. And it's gonna be a good one. So I'm interested to see what opportunities come about with that McKinney, because you never know what can come up.
Hopefully, same thing. But free up cash, trade it. I don't know. See what happens in Cleveland.
I got a soccer card. I'm a soccer guy.
Oh, Jogo Bonito. Oh, I did see you get that. That's cool.
Prism. Thierry Henry, France.
I'd love to see him be the new U.S. coach.
Does he have a chance at it?
Not out of the possibility, I think.
Huh.
I don't know.
Okay. I've seen him on TV. He's very good on TV.
He's great. And he's coaching the France U20s right now at the Olympics.
Okay.
The Olympic team? France Olympic team? I got to check on that. Yeah, I think it's the France.
Prism World Cup. I think I'm going to get this graded, though, because it's like $100 card raw, but I saw the last 9 sold for $190. So I'm like, if I spend $25 and it gets a 9, I'm still up, $65. Or if it gets a 10, it could always 10. It looks pretty good.
Speaking of grading.
Oh.
Speaking of grading. I sent in a submission recently for $16 a piece.
Nice.
When you're into all the cards for pretty much nothing, so at this point it's just a grading fee, you can't really lose.
Yeah.
Which ties me into, my guy, Lamine Yamal, your guy, everyone's guy, Lamine Yamal.
My guy, because, hold on, I'm a Barcelona guy. If you're looking on the screen,
you are a big Barcelona guy. Everyone knows that about you.
Yeah.
But, I told that whole story about I bought the Lamine Yamal autograph for $180. My buddies convinced me that his stuff is going to be overproduced. So I sold it to that guy at 6:30 in the morning for $200.
Fellow math teacher on summer break.
Precisely. A day after we recorded, Lamine Yamal had that wonder goal in the semifinals against France.
Okay, let me look. I know he won the Euro League. I'm going to look this up.
This was the semis against France. So his market was already hot, the 16-year-old. After he scored that goal, that same autograph that I sold for $200, they were consistently doing above $400 in a matter of 2 days.
Wait a minute. The card you sold for $200?
That I bought for $180, sold for $200. They were consistently doing around $200, $225. 3 days later, he scored that goal, and they were consistently doing over $400.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
The prospecting game is tough, and I'm so glad I got out of that. but there's a little redemption, a little bit, because within that 10 cards I sent in at 16 a pop was a Lamine Yamal rookie card. Nothing really special, just from like Donruss, and it was a silver. It was a PSA 9. I sold it. I listed it on a 3-day auction for it to end the morning at 9:30 a.m.
Oh,
after the Euro final.
Oh, after the final?
Yes. So the final was on Sunday. I listed this card on Friday to end on Saturday, Sunday, Monday to end Monday at 9:30 in the morning. And this card, which honestly is like a $10 to $15 card, because there's not that many graded in a PSA 9, I got 117 on eBay on auction.
Whoa.
So a little bit of redemption for the whole finest autograph.
Yeah. And how much did you pay for the card that you sold for 117?
Came from a pack.
Oh, wow.
I know. So
how much did the pack cost?
I don't know. It's probably like $20.
Oh, good for you. That's great.
So that more or less paid for, most of the submission.
I just saw his goal. What a goal. Oh, my gosh. I did not see this.
The lefty one, right?
Yeah, lefty in the 21st minute to tie France from, wow, that was probably 25 yards.
But let me explain to you how this submission here lets me know that there is a hobby god.
Okay.
really nothing that sexy in here. There was out of 10 cards, I got 8 9s, an 8, and a 10. But the only 10 that I got is special. Everything else is just a bunch of kind of soccer cards. Here's a cool Aaliyah Boston. Look at that. Purple refractor.
That's cool.
Right, with the purple hair.
Gamecocks.
Exactly. Right up your alley. I bought a Josh Hart autograph from our guy Man Rams, who's a very loyal listener. And there was a Josh Hart select Knicks uniform autograph and a PSA 10 that someone was selling on a Europe Facebook group. And him being military, thank you for your service, is stationed over in England. So he's like, yo, I could do you a solid and basically middleman it for you. So they send it over to him. He mails it to me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was on May 15th, and the package has not arrived. So,
oh no,
it arrived in New York on May 15th, and it's just been lost. So we did the insurance claim, all good. Not Manny's fault. He did me a solid. Things happen. But Can you imagine? Out of those 10 cards, the only PSA 10 that I got was a Josh Hart autograph.
Wow.
It's a little consolation for that other one getting lost.
There you go. Yeah.
So numbered out of 25 too. Picked this up from the Alex's MVP a few months back. So I'll take that.
Cool. So you just graded that because it was $16 to send all his cards?
Exactly. 16.
I bet you if that was a regular rate, you probably wouldn't have graded that.
Exactly. When you're into the cards for almost no cost, $16, why not?
Yeah. Oh, good for you. I'm glad you got that back. And the other ones are just other inventory soccer cards, like you said, and
low end $20 to $40 type soccer cards. There's a Chauncey Billups rookie card that I sold to Dave, extraordinary cards, along with some other things. And then I got my other submission back with the last of my collection buyout. So Russell Westbrook autograph out of 10. I was able to get back a Russell Westbrook rookie in a PSA 10, a James Harden autograph, and I sold these two, plus the Dame autograph, plus this Chauncey Billups to Dave extraordinary cards for a deal lined up at National, and he's going to give me cash on site at National.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Good for you. Look at us. We didn't even talk about lining up deals ahead of time. I usually don't do that, but look at us go.
And I was able to give him those 4 cards at roughly 75% comps because that some of that stuff was from the collection buyout. So when I'm into it for a good enough value, I'm happy to give a friend a good deal if that means getting cash from me.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I mentioned that with my PSA submission. That's what I've been doing with Preston DiVietro cards. And I actually just sold him a couple cards for around that same value. A couple of Joe Burrow optic rated rookies sold to him for like 85 or so %. But like we were talking about, freeing up that cash and getting our final countdown in order, getting our cash right, our pockets fat as we can. And you mentioned, Craig, the cards in the $20 to $40 value. I know you saw this, but I picked up these 3 cards in a deal. And here's the the two 20 to 40.
Nice, really nice.
Card.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, the 3-color. It's really it's not really a patch. It's part of the armpit, like arm material.
Like the trimming?
The trimming, yeah.
Okay.
It's a trim. Can we do we have to make a distinction between patch, jersey, and trim? We might have created something new.
If it's attached, it's a patch.
But is trim attached?
I don't know. I'm not the one that manufactures the uniforms. I would have to see what that process looks like.
Okay, so I'll have to do a little bit more research, but it's the shoulder sleeve or the collar of the jersey for this Russell Westbrook gold standard 3-color trim, numbered out of 25. And this, which is the majority of our viewers, as it should be for Crosstown Cardboard with 2 New York guys. The 3-color trim, navy blue, orange, and black. Patrick Ewing Crusade, numbered out of 25. So those 2 there.
Why not?
And I paired those 2 up with this LeBron James Topps rookie. I think I'm going to grade this one too. It looks pretty nice. And if it gets a 9,
you hear that sound? That dripping sound? Must be liquid.
Liquid, yeah. I mean, who doesn't want a LeBron Topps rookie? And this is like you talk about the cool to cost ratio, one of the most iconic
223
cards of our era.
223.
What's that?
Card 223. Did I get that right?
221. Sorry, bro. Maybe you're thinking, is that maybe Carmelo or D Wade or
no? I thought
could be Darko Milicic.
It's like when you comp a card at least a few times in your lifetime, that card number sticks with you. I was close on that one.
St. Vincent St. Mary High School averaged 30.4 points per game.
Decent.
As a senior. It's pretty good.
Not bad. So you got more inventory for the show. Good for you.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to grade see, now I'm in a tough spot because I'm like, I could bring this as ammo and inventory for the National, or I could play more of the long game, probably the smart game, and grade the Thierry Henry and the LeBron. And kind of resist that temptation because I think there's more value in it if I grade it because they're both in nice condition. And if they each 9, I'm up, a decent amount.
How about a hybrid of your 2 options? Bring to National or grade. Bring it to National to grade.
I could do that also, but I wanted to bring some of my cards and especially I wanted to bring some tickets to grade at either PSA or BGS, which I submitted one time to Beckett at one of the Burbank card shows, and that made it much easier than shipping it away and worrying about that whole process. I like dropping it off in person. That's a pretty cool feature at card shows.
I was told with PSA, if you have your forms already printed out, like you don't grade yourself, right? Or do you?
No, I go through my buddy Jack B. Nimble cards.
Okay. I was going to say, if you do it yourself and you print out the forms ahead of time, the process would be pretty quick at National.
Yeah. So maybe that foils my plan on that part.
Well, still. Because it's not like when the National ends, our hobbying ends. So it will be nice to have a few things to look forward to afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a great way to put it because they're talking about the final countdown, but there's the clock resets after the National too. It's not like
I plan on coming home with obviously some PC cards, but also some inventory to work with for when I come back. You like to freshen up.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
That's a good point. That's important to remember that it's not all, it's not the end all be all final end of our hobbying to go to the National.
It's just the pinnacle of every year.
Yeah, every year, but they come once a year. It'd be okay.
I started up my Broncos PC again.
Oh, nice.
Little Brock Osweiler. Look, ironically enough, another Topps Chrome X Factor PSA 10.
Just like the Von Miller that
the Von Miller on card, a Brock Osweiler on card game worn patch at a 49.
Oh, are you interested in this Von Miller Topps regular rookie PSA 9.
Ooh, super cool, dude. Super cool.
It's a $20 card. Hey, but you could do a fluff and stuff in the Denver card show.
My new approach to picking up the Denver type stuff is if I buy a whole bunch of things and I happen to find a Denver card that I throw in there when I'm organizing my spreadsheet, whatever price I paid for the whole lot, I take away the Denver part and I put it aside as if I'm into all that stuff for that same price and I'm into the Denver cards for $0.
Yeah.
So mathematically, when I go into the store, I could figure I'm into these Broncos cards for $0.
Ooh, actually, I forgot that I need to include one more card in my trade for the other card. This is the 5th card that I'm trading, in addition to adding 1,500 cash. I just forgot about it. It slipped my mind. This Larry Bird 2020 Select sticker auto. PSA 9 numbered at a 35, last sold for 200. So
Okay.
five cards just to no. I mean, it's a sticker auto. I mean, it's a nice card. I like the color match with the lime and forest green on the Select at a 35. But 5 cards. I just forgot about this one, but it's the 5 cards plus 1,500 cash for the 1 card. That's going to be a PC card for me that will reveal in 2 episodes when we get to the National.
Awesome. Can't wait. Remember that? Never mind. I was going to try to guess what the card was, but I really don't want to spoil it. But I do feel like I know what it is.
Thank you for showing some restraint.
Yeah. Remember this? Remember the game worn Atlanta patch from Walter Tavares?
Yeah.
Bang. 2 of the 14.
What? How do you find these multiple copies of all these cards?
Oh, I mean, the LCS here just had 2 copies, but if I'm looking for the other 12 now, I'm looking for the other 12.
Okay, tell me the story of our Culture Collision first team selection, the non-subscriber. I really want to know what happened with this guy, because just to set the stage, if you haven't watched our Culture Collision recap videos, actually the vlogs are really good, showing our moves and us at the show and behind the scenes and us together. I would definitely recommend watching that. But then afterwards, you came up with this great idea to talk about the first team all Culture Collision people who we met. And then we actually went to the second team and honorable mention. But this guy was a first teamer because you were trying to secure a deal with him, and you guys were in negotiations, and you said, I'll come all the way to what you want as long as you subscribe to Crosstown Cardboard. And he said, no deal. He completely shut us down right in front of us, smacked us in the face, and he actually wanted to pay $5 more to not subscribe, because he says he doesn't want to be inundated with sports card content because he does so many sports cards in his real life. So what happened with this guy?
You remember he was I would say a little dry, just straightforward.
Yeah, Isaac.
Isaac.
Nice guy, but he was genuine and straight to the point. I respect that he didn't want to subscribe, but it was just surprising.
Do you know his Instagram username?
No, I don't.
It's part of the story here. No sticker autos.
Okay.
So he has this Brunson Gold courtside in a PSA 10 that I'm actually currently maybe trying to make a deal on.
Okay.
So he posted that, and I said, what did I say to him? I said trades, and he said, no thanks. So I said, do you trade at all or just not for this one? And he said, almost never. So I said, well, I'm going to try because why not? Thought you might like this. Well, I was real dumb here. And I know he likes unique cards. So I sent him this Russell Westbrook autograph. What's the problem?
Sticker auto.
And I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
You didn't put it together. Yeah. His handle is no sticker auto.
I know. And in the moment that I wasn't putting it together, I'm like, dude, Westbrook's a California guy, as are you. Brunson's a New York guy, as am I. They're both numbered to 10. This was fate. He said, not only did I say no trades, but then you send me a sticker auto. With this,
he's reprimanding you.
Yeah. And then I said, for just a little consolation, I said, wow, I dropped the ball on that one. I have nothing to say regarding the sticker auto with your name with your username. That's on me. However,
Oh,
and when I asked him about trades, he said almost never. I
yeah.
respond to that and I said, almost never is not never.
Okay.
He said, I meant I almost never trade, period. I won't trade this one. So that's that. But
Wow.
now we're maybe trying to make a deal for that Brunson courtside. So
Well,
good.
you can't trade, and definitely you can't trade him with a sticker auto.
Yeah, so that was I gotta laugh. I was looking forward to telling you about that. It's amazing the people that you meet in this hobby and then you end up just reconnecting with.
And getting shut down again by.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He just loves to shut us down. It's humbling. It's
Yeah.
humbling. You need that sometimes.
I feel like you're trying to like make something work out with him because he's shutting us down so much.
Yeah. But yeah, with a week left till national, I'm pretty good at this point as far as what I'm bringing with me, how much cash I'm bringing with me. Of my entire collection that I bought out, dude, I'm down to 5 cards.
That's incredible. That was fast. You got rid of those fast.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get to the point. It's hard to calculate exactly because a lot of them went into trade. Like when I was trading stuff, and I was doing a lot of consolidating and fluffing and stuff, and when I would trade that, I would like factor that in as cost 0. So it's hard to know exactly what I'm into, but I'm going to get to the point where I've sold and traded off all the collections so that the LeBron Jordan dual jersey and the Jim Brown on-card autograph were basically free.
Nice. So 2 free PC cards.
And like decent ones too. So for all that work and fun for that to be my prize, as far as an ROI and the cards themselves, I would say W.
Yeah. And ROI with the fun too, which I loved how you made that a big part of your collection, because now you've made all these other connections, opportunities, cards, money, fun, trying to bet on your own intuition and moving stuff around. That's great. I got to find a collection of my own to try to buy out.
Yeah, people were like, oh man, I got to find something like that. I'm like, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. This is not common at all.
Yeah, in like 25 years in the hobby.
Exactly, but we made the most of it.
Well, good for you, bro. Well, unless you have something else to add, I want to end on a nice note.
Let's end on that nice sentiment.
Okay, great. So I got a gift from Kent, aka Castle_Collectibles, Castle with a K. He's a faithful listener / viewer of Crosstown Cardboard, which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, think about it. We just hit the 400 subscriber mark. Next goal is 500 on YouTube, and we have a consistent podcast base as well. But just think about it. Just consider it. So,
go.
What did Kent give you as a gift? Because I know he got you something, and then now he's giving me something.
A Jalen Brunson 2023-24 white prism out of 175. The first year that Panini Prism did the white parallel. And super cool card, and it color matches the Knicks uniform. So aesthetically, very, very pretty looking.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Let me show you the card first, and then I'll read the note, okay?
Okay.
Because you have to get the card to understand the note. All right. Very cool. You ready?
I'm ready. This
is from Kent. Very thoughtful gift. It's Voices of the Game, Craig Sager, auto.
Yeah, that's spot on for you. That's perfect.
In the colorful suit, classic. He's wearing a teal suit with a teal shirt and a teal paisley tie with his classic microphone on the sideline.
Very
numbered out of 499. Voices of the Game. Yes, very me as a sports broadcaster as well. So he sent me this note, Craig.
Let's hear it.
He said, Carmine, a.k.a. Carmine's Cards. I hope you enjoy this card. Yes, I do. I wanted to get you something as a sign of appreciation for all the extra time you put into Crosstown Cardboard each week. I listen to it every week and understand the additional time it takes away to get it produced for my free listening. I know this isn't an on-card autograph, but I think this might be his only autographed card, meaning Craig Sager. It is a super clean signature. True. Serial numbered. True. And this is a sneaky card. That's also true because you don't, even though it's numbered to 499, you don't really see these pop up that much.
I've never seen one of those.
Voices of the Game. Yeah. Because people PC a lot of those because they don't produce very many. I was waiting for the right one, and this card actually came from China.
Oh, hey now.
I really enjoy how you were able to include your journalism background into your podcast and thought this would be a perfect add to your PC. Also true, and I do try to, when we have guests like Scott from the SoCo Expo, try to use a little bit of that journalism, just like you try to use some of your math in some hobby lessons and your inventory and pie charts. He says, I believe we grew up watching basketball around the same time period, and who is a bigger piece of the culture than Craig Sager and his colorful suits? Thanks for the quality free hobby content. Best, Kent, aka Castle_collectibles. Kent, thank you. I know I messaged you on Instagram saying thank you, but this is very, very nice. And, me and Craig just do this every week to talk with each other, catch up, learn a lot about each other's collecting journeys, and share whatever we can with anybody who takes the time to view and listen and join in this hobby and escape with us. So very nice to get this, definitely in the PC. And it's one of the PCs that I collect is other sports journalists or sideline reporters, play-by-play people. I have a Bruce Buffer card. I have a Chris Berman card. I have a David Pollock College Game Day. I have a ticket to the first ever College Game Day on the road. So that's something that I really, really like to PC is other sports broadcasters, journalists, storytellers who I can continue to aspire to be like. So
should I start a teacher PC?
Yeah. Teachers.
You think there's a card that's ever been made of a teacher, which would have would that mean an athlete that was a teacher?
Athlete that was a teacher. I don't know. You should get a Mr. Escalante. Isn't that stand and deliver?
I would think there's got to be a stand and deliver card at some point.
No, that movie, Stand and Deliver.
I know. I remember my dad. First time I ever watched it was with my dad.
Oh, bro, what a great movie!
Yeah. Obviously,
Edward James Olmos. Look for that auto. I'm sure there's some out there.
Got to be something.
Well-known teachers or groups of kids who, went on to fame and achieving. What about a dual auto? You got me thinking of high school. Bring it on. Kirsten Dunst, Gabrielle Union, dual auto.
No, I told you the dual auto that I want.
That would be sick.
Noah Lyles, Sha'Carri Richardson.
That would be also great.
Yes.
I want a dual auto of who is it? Hurrah and who's the other Jamaican sprinter?
Sha'Carri Richardson?
No, she's U.S. How dare you?
Shakira Jackson.
Yeah, well, Usain Bolt would be sick. How about now? We're just really taking up, we're making up our own time as we go. How about a Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps dual auto?
Different sport, different country. I don't think that works.
How about two dominant? Elaine Thompson. Hurrah. Shelly Ann Fraser Price.
Okay. Yeah. Put that in the ideas box.
Yeah, we've clearly been watching Sprint on Netflix.
I will see you in 9 days. Exciting time.
Wow, bro. That's great. Great to hear. I'm very excited for that.
Let's play with some cards.
But we don't want to get swept. Oh, Sharika Jackson.
Sharika. What did I say? Shakira. Sharika
is the other one.
I mixed up. Okay, got it.
More legs, less hips. Sharika. Anyways, so
listen, I've been outside at soccer camp all week, getting a lot of sun, getting a lot of color. Some would say too much color, more color than a modern day prison product.
Oh my gosh. You had to really lead yourself into that one. Well, more color than Craig Sager's suits.
But I'm just saying prison makes a lot of color parallels now.
No, I appreciate it. No, I thought that was funny. I'm sorry. I meant to laugh.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Well, we're on the final countdown. Next episode will be right as the national starts, and then the next day we'll be reconvening for the third time ever.
See you in the land.
Hey, do you still have that Larry Bird card?
No, sold it.
What'd you get for it?
I think I got $250.
That's what I was going to pay you. I was thinking of offering you $240 and then going up to $250.
But I sold it with another card, so I got $450 for the pair. So I know it's someone who always buys from me.
Okay, no problem. I'm glad you made a nice sale.
I appreciate your support.
All right, bro. See you next week. Bro, you got to say it. Come on, we can't say later. We're on the final. We're in the final countdown. Come on.
Peace.
Gosh, bro.